How's it going? You're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. It's Friday, October 15th. Lots of high-profile releases out on this beautiful fall day, but there was only one that stood out, only one that truly made sense to kick this week of reviews off with. And if you guessed Santana, you guessed correct. They're back with a new album called Blessings and Miracles. Also, if you thought I was going to say Coldplay, I want you to know that my feelings are hurt. I'm kind of offended. But anyways, moving on. This is studio album number 26 for Santana, follows 2019's Africa Speaks. That is a cool record. Rick Rubin produced that record. Santana brought in a number of different musicians to work on it. They recorded 49 songs in 10 days. I mean, to just be a fly on the wall in that studio, to experience that energy, must have been pretty magical. But I think it's indicative of what you get with Santana. This band has been a revolving door. Lots of different musicians throughout the years. Their albums have had different sounds, entirely. Their albums have, consisted of songs that have different styles and different sounds, and they've just incorporated them together well. It's what I love about the guy. It sounds cheesy, but, for 52 years now, it's hard to believe it's been that long since he walked out onto that stage at Woodstock and just blew the lid off the place. But for 52 years now, when you listen to Santana, you get to listen to the world, and I think that's really cool. I love the way that he draws on African music, on Latin music, on, contemporary American music, all of it. And it just builds it and puts it together so well. It's just, listening to Santana is a truly unique experience. There really is no one out there like him, and I argue that there probably never will be. What he's done, the foundation that he's laid for people to mix genres, to blend genres, and to get past. I don't like this contemporary thing of, I call it cultural appropriation, call it what you will, but I think that music is something that cuts to the soul. I think that music is something that people feel and that it just naturally and universally inspires. And I love that Santana is the type of musician that brings all of those sounds together so beautifully on his records. So it's great to have him back. It's great to have this new project. I love all the guest appearances. This album is very much in the spirit of Supernatural in that regard. And we're getting lots of different genres that are driving this thing. Put together very well, as I stated before. This thing opens up with a little bit of an intro, goes to Future Pull / New Light, and then it jumps right into Santana Celebration, instrumental track driven by Afrobeat and basically just Santana's guitar, just ripping through that track. But really loving the rhythm section. The percussion on that track is quite remarkable. Rumbalero is your third track, getting that cumbia feel in that song. But again, Carlos just ripping up his guitar, and it's pretty wild the number of influences that we just get immediately right off this thing. We get that Afrobeat influence, we get that Latin influence, pops right into Joy, which is going to give us a reggae feel. That song features Chris Stapleton. It's kind of unique. I love Stapleton's voice on the track. It's really working very well. Never imagined I'd hear him sing a reggae song, but he's shown off his versatility. He's got that live performance of Tennessee Whiskey with Justin Timberlake. So, I mean, it's cool to see these guys kind of cross over, mess with genres, and kind of like swerve out of their lane a little bit. It makes for fun music. I've really enjoyed it. Your fifth song, Move, is funky, bringing back Rob Thomas. Why not? Again, with the success of Smooth, it's kind of a no-brainer to do that, but really digging the vibe of that song. And then your sixth track is a Whiter Shade of Pale. Great cover there that he does with Steve Winwood. Really digging that. And then your seventh track slows it down. It's called Break. This song is quite impressive. It's so sultry, and it features Ali Brooke. It's basically just this back and forth of Santana on his guitar and this harp and the instrumentation. This song, really impressive, really well put together. Found it quite beautiful. Then this album, it takes a turn where I'm kind of, and with the 57-minute runtime, and again, keep in mind that we talk about the value of the vinyl package on this record. My reviews are based on that. 57-minute runtime with the 15 songs on this record. We get a song called She's Fire from Jeezy, which, messing around with hip-hop a little bit in the rock and roll. Santana does it well. Obviously, he's Santana. He's not going to put out anything bad, but it's kind of working that line a little bit. I'm not the hugest Jeezy fan. It's a good song. It's not a bad song by any means, but it definitely kind of feels a little out of place with the vibe that's set with the first 7 tracks on this album. And then you get your ninth song, Peace Power, featuring Corey Glover, and then America for Sale, featuring Kirk Hammett, is your 10th track. That's right, Kirk Hammett from Metallica. You heard that correctly. And those two songs, I really like the music on those songs. The vocal hooks, are killing me. they fall short, and I think they kind of kill the songs. And both those songs kind of have extended runtimes, which is, they feel drawn out. And especially America for Sale, I'm loving just like the raw, kind of just like grungy metal, like bluesy element that's there. And I'm really digging what Kurt Hammett's doing on guitar with Santana on the track. But that vocal hook just, it feels out of place. I feel like honestly those three songs could have axed, because you go right into Breathing Underwater, which is, I mean, just this ambient, beautiful song. Stella Santana is featured on that track. And then your 12th and 13th song, Mother Yes, Song for Cindy. That section of songs, it's funny because, you get 8 through 10, which I'm like, you could axe, but then 11 through 13 is probably the best run on this record. I mean, those three songs together, I think, make up the best portion of this album. Really just beautiful music. Mother Yes is just this funky rock track. Really loving it. And then, Song for Cindy is basically your penultimate track, because your 15th track, your last track, is just kind of this outro thing. So this thing closes off with Angel Choir all together. Really just a fun feel, good energy on that track, drawing on just a number of different influences in this album. I'm really loving the majority of it, but with that 57-minute runtime, it's going to be a double LP, and I'm just going to have to pass on it, because those three songs that I'm talking about, they're going to make up pretty much, I think they're going to make up the C side on the album, and I'm not going to listen to it. I'm bumming about those tracks. I kind of wish that Santana had maybe just axed those a little bit, but overall, this is a great project. It's always great to have Santana back, and I would check out those other 12 songs because they're phenomenal. They're really well done, and I hope you find this review helpful. I hope you enjoyed listening to this project as well. Please like this video, share it, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more album reviews throughout the week. We'll see you next time on the Beat Sessions.